Hi guys, we are back again with another video of US30 and today is the 12th of May. So as usual, we're going to do US30 today, but before that, you can see US30 has been going down and recently, since yesterday morning, we are doing a little bit of an up. It hasn't broken structure at the moment, so we cannot consider. I'm on the 4 hour right now, so I'm not going to consider this an uptrend per se until it breaks structure, corrects for a retest. But we are on an up, and you can see VIX has been dropping. So that's the reason why VIX volatility index and the US30 works in the opposite directions. Okay, so just want to show you guys this quickly. And I'm also going to share with you guys this, which I've been testing recently and I've heard this strategy. So I've just been testing it and I'm actually thinking of doing something really fun of testing this strategy on a new funded account. So literally start a new funded challenge and basically just using this strategy and seeing what happens. It is a little bit of a risk. I mean, I have been doing back testing and seems pretty decent. And so I thought, why not just test it and whatever happens, happens. But it'll be fun to kind of I don't know. It was just for me. I was just thinking it might be a little bit of fun. So if I'm going to be doing that, I will bring you guys along on my journey and let you guys see the traits that I've been taking based on this strategy. So I'm going to quickly just do an overall overview, basically, of what I think US30 is doing, and this is pretty much a naked chart, as you guys can see, and and I've drawn my zones to where I think price could possibly go dip and go back down again. So if price does not break the higher structure here above 34,400, I do believe we are still on a sell, a very decent sell back down, because I've said before there is pretty much quite a bit of liquidity to be taken off here, which price hasn't come. So price is literally just like, just ranging in this zone, and I think it's a very crucial zone. As you can see, the price is tapped on this area here several times previously, all the way back from January, and you keep going back. You can see where price, you can see the price line, the blue line that's there. You can literally see prices tapped it in May 2022. It's a very, very crucial line, okay, guys? So I do want you guys to kind of pay attention to where price is at the moment if you guys trade US30, and be patient with your trades, don't rush. And we all we can do is to see where price action is doing. I keep repeating this because I do see a lot of traders where they say price is going to go down and they're so hung up on the sells, but they do not take a moment and be patient to see that maybe price is going to go up first to take the buy side liquidity before it decides to go for the sell. Do you guys get me? And then they keep taking sells and they keep losing because price is doing the going to the upside on the short term. So, watch what price action is doing. You can be very sure the price may be coming down in the future, but let price action tell you when to take a sell. So as of now, we are on a little bit of an uptrend. So possibly price, like I said, there is a zone here and there's a zone here. So it just depends what price wants to do at the moment. So I'm just waiting it out. It could literally just be ranging. If you guys remember, we literally drew that range box the other day in my previous video where we did see price was ranging. I'm going to see if I can find. I'm going to come up with a consolidation zone rather than me drawing. So you guys can see the consolidation zone if I draw it on a 3 hour. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah. So here to here, this whole range here, I feel price is just bouncing. Okay, I'm going to remove it. Now, yeah, so really, just be wary of what price can do. It possibly can tap this and then drop all the way too. So let's just wait for some confirmations before we decide to do either or. I did not trade yesterday, guys, because yesterday was PPI news, and basically I try to just stay away from news. If you guys watch my video, you would know that on news days, especially on PPI, CPI, and NFP, I try to stay away. Other rate folders, not too bad. I mean, sometimes what I do is I wait for the news to hit first and then I take a trade. But if I'm already on a trade, I am watching it just in case there's slippage. But otherwise, you know, But yes, bear in mind I do have a stop loss for all my trades as well. That is super important just because you don't want to be taken out by slippage really badly. But if slippage does happen, sometimes your stop loss means nothing, which is annoying. So that's the reason why I do kind of tend to watch my trades if there is going to be a fall that I'm trading on days where there's news. All right, guys. So yeah, and I'm also watch your risk tolerance, guys, because if you do not over leverage and if you are at a 0.5% to 1%, typically if you're trading a funded account, because that's the thing about funded accounts, because you do have your maximum daily loss limits and so on. So, watch your risk tolerance, but otherwise you should be fine. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the strategy that I'm using right now and testing. So if you just going to on back my Phoenix, which is my 200 and my 10, I've removed the other two just to keep it very simple and neat because I am testing the other strategy right now. But I do like my 200 moving average because it clearly shows me which direction price is at the moment. But yeah, so right now price is above my 200 on a 4 hour, and it's way above on my daily. So on a daily we are on an uptrend clearly. Okay, but like I said before, we have broken structure here, and I want to be really, very sure that price has broken structure on the top side before I consider this to be like a full-on buy for a long term. Okay, so here on a lower time scale, time frames, price is on a sell, hasn't really broken the 200 moving average yet. Now I'm going to turn off the Phoenix. And these are the two indicators which I use. Smart money concepts, you guys know that I use this for my order blocks. So really, this is where I am expecting price to hit like different places of the order blocks exactly where I drew it really. So I didn't draw this by start liquidity. I just drew the cells. So this is where protection. This is where I drew it, and this is where I drew it. So this is potentially where I think price would go to all the way to the top if it feels like it's going to take out the buy side liquidity before we hit the cells, okay? So you guys already know this. So I'm going to just turn that off so it keeps it clean. And these are the two. So it's Half Trend and Half Sweet by In Silico, right? So if you guys already use it, fabulous. Tell me in the comments how you guys find it. So I use it in combination of these two trends, and I have kind of tweaked my settings. But as of today's video, I'm not going to go too much in my settings just because I'm still testing it. I don't want to give out anything which I feel like does not really work for me. And whatever I'm trying right now is just based on my own experimental stuff. I'm just experimenting with the charts and seeing how, what could make me, um, kind of chart like take trades easier, if that makes sense. And keeping to a strategy and just seeing what works. So, it's really just me sharing with you guys what I am doing and how that's going for me, and feel free to do your own back testing on it and see how that works on for you. Feel free to kind of tweak the settings on yourself and play around, like be bold and play around, because you may find something that works better, and of course share it. But yeah, so this is what I've been doing. So basically how this works is that we have got the half trend, which prints the buy and the sell indicator, and and then we've got the whole suite, which obviously works as a trend line. And so you can sell when, like, for example, I'll show you guys. So let's look at this cell here right now. So this is the whole suite here. So I'm just going to toggle it so you guys can see. Whole suite is this ribbon. And if it's above and it's red and this arrow prints, the time that you can take a sell is when the arrow prints below this markers here, below the candle in this line. So can you see this line that formed from blue? It changed to red, and so your candle has to be below this line, and it has to be below the house with ribbon, and that's when you can kind of take your entry. So for example, this printed, and the rules are met. So you're going to go for a short position below here, and I take this. Okay, this is a wrong time frame. I work on this on a 5 minute, so I'm actually going to redo this and drop it back down to the 5 so it's more accurate for you guys to see. Okay, shall we just go back to the same cell and see if we can find a cell? Okay, there we go. So here we find a cell, right? So you see the ribbon here. It is way above, and then you have got this print happened by half trend for a sell entry, and you see this lines, and the candle is below the line, and the ribbon is the candle is below the ribbon and below the line. So rules are met. Okay. Hopefully I'm explaining this clearly, guys. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop in the comments. So you are going to take a short entry here. Okay. Here. And I was told to place the thing right above the ribbon, but I personally think I would do it above the previous high hit. So this is where my entry would be, my stop loss would be, sorry, and I'll take it down for a 1.5. Oops. Okay, round about there, guys. Yeah, so 1 is to 1.5, take profit hit. Okay, so but if you want to be a little bit more tighter, you can bring it down just above the ribbon. That will give you that, and now you've hit 1 is to 2, if that makes sense. Okay, so you see this was a short entry that was printed, but as you can see, the ribbon is below, and so therefore this becomes an invalid entry. All right, then we have a buy. We have a buy here. If you guys can see, this printed here, and then you could have taken it and just play with it, really see how it panned out. So if we would have taken this entry, let me just do another one for testing purposes. Um, long, okay. And my stop loss would have been below the previous. To be honest, yeah, below here, about there. Okay, and this might not have hit your 1.5 because I don't know. Let's see where it went to. I think it did. It will. Gosh, okay. Right, so if I'm just gonna look at it, oh my god, look, it just hit there. Do you see how beautiful this is? And basically, when you take your entry here, you get a little bit of a drawdown, and you hit your profits. And obviously, there was multiple entries here, so you will not hit the sell entries here at all because conditions were not met. There's another buy entry here, and conditions are met. You could have taken this, and stop loss is way below here, below this candle, so you would have been just about there, but you did not get stopped up. So I'm just going to show you guys again. So this was another buy entry. This is with a tweaked setting, okay? So I'm just, because I tested the original default setting and it was not really, it printed more than what it should, and it did not really give very accurate trades. So I kind of tweaked it. So this is where my stop loss would be, which is just 40 pips. And this would be a one, this is already past it. So 1.5 is here roundabout. And there we go. We hit take profit. There's another entry right here. I'm just going to see if it meets the, yeah, it does. See? So it meets. So it's above the um, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. It is, the ribbon is here and the marker line is here. So I'm going to take this entry. This is so long again. Okay, and price. I'm going to take it to this. And you can A, let it run, or just take a profit and exit. There we go. Okay, so these were all hits, really, and they're in a 5 minute time frame, guys. So what I'll do is I'll tell you what, I'll just show you guys my settings, and then you guys can play around with it too. So on half trend, literally it's the default settings. I didn't do anything with it. The only thing I removed was the ATR high and low, which is literally it prints this. So you get this like little dots here, which gives you the high of the average true value and the low of it. But I just find it so messy and I just don't use it. So it's up to you guys, okay? And this is I just leave this as it is. I did play around with it, but I didn't really find anything that was really, really like accurate. So I just left it. And then house suite is what I've changed. So you go to your settings. You can play around with your colors and so on, guys. Okay, and then go to inputs. The default was 55. Okay, and I'm just going to show you guys where the default is. Can you see the ribbon changes? And so therefore it was just something I'm playing around. So it's very hard for me to kind of show you guys what the difference was. Go toggle it yourself and then play around. So I put it to 180 for floating support resistance. And that's where I'm playing with this new settings right now. Yeah. Okay, and everything else remains the same. I don't think I changed anything else. So I did play around with a few settings here and there. Even my half trend, I did play around with different amplitude, but nothing really seems spot on for me. So this is something I'm testing. Like I said, I'm still testing. I don't know if this is going to be the strategy, but most likely I will be trying a new funded account really to see how this works, how this strategy works, and can it actually pass a funded account? Because if it does, it might be actually useful for those of you trying to pass your funded accounts or want to go and take a funded account. So I'll take you guys along in the journey, and if it works, like I said, you can, it's just an experiment. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it's fine. We can just go back and use, all the strategies that we already use and were successful. So yeah, so this is just that in a nutshell what I'm testing right now. Hopefully you guys found this useful, and pop in your comments if you guys also use this, and any other questions you may have. And till the next video.